Hello, I'm Dr. Pizzadili, and this video is about loving life and killing cancer. Cancer is a serious and can be life-threatening condition. And most people, when they go to their medical doctors, they're told their only option is to do the chemotherapy, the radiation, maybe surgery to remove tumors. And they're just left with this thing, well, that's the only choice they have. We go to the National Cancer Institute for some statistics about outcomes from chemotherapy. And we find the results are disappointing and alarming. Now, in this study, they found that the chemotherapy contribution to an increased 5-year survival rate for the cancer studied in Australia, it was only 2.3%. In the USA, only 2.1%. Not very good. The median survival increase for lung cancer was 2 months, 60 days. And the overall survival benefit was less than 5% for breast cancer, colon cancer, and head and neck cancers. That is not very good performance. What they failed to reveal to you is that the human immune system has the power to kill cancer cells. There was a research study that explored the power of the human immune system to kill cancer cells. In this study, 100 human volunteers donated their white blood cells to test the ability to kill cancer cells. It was found that some human cells could kill 97% of cancer cells within 24 hours. Other human white blood cells could only kill 2%. Look at this incredible range. 97% cancer kill rate, and down here, only 2% cancer kill rate. There was no chemotherapy, no radiation, just the human immune system. Now, which kind of immune system would you want to have? What we begin to see from something like that is that natural methods can work better than standard chemo and radiation. Let's look at pancreatic cancer, one of the most deadly and feared cancers there are. And many people have heard about the celebrities, Michael Landon and Patrick Swayze, who passed away of pancreatic cancer in the last few years. Under conventional medical care, the 5-year survival rate is less than 5%. Now, let's consider Dr. William Donald Kelly. And I have a book about Dr. Kelly. Back in the 1960s, he healed himself of liver and pancreatic cancer using nutrition and natural methods. And he went on to treat many cancer patients until 1987. The records show that 22 pancreatic cancer patients consulted with Dr. Kelly. Pursuing these records further, we find that 10 patients never started his program, not even for 1 day. And that was mostly due to physician resistance. They all died from 1 day to 103 days after consult. The average survival was 62.7 days. There were 7 patients who followed Dr. Kelly's program partially. They did it from 4 weeks up to 13 months. They all died from 119 days up to 579 days after consult. The average survival time was 302.1 days. And we already see a 5 times higher survival. We finally come to the 5 patients that followed Dr. Kelly's program completely. And at the time of this review, in 1987, 1 had died of some other cause, and the other 4 were still alive. So the average survival time for these patients, 8.2 years. And later on, 1 was found still alive after 28 years. 28 years after being diagnosed, and this is a confirmed diagnosis with pancreatic cancer, still alive. So we see a powerful result from the program. From 62 days up to 8 years or 28 years, which would you rather have? The choice is really yours. To restrict yourself to either to Big Pharma's cut, poison, and burn regime for what result? Prolonged suffering and early death? Or to pursue natural methods to restore and rejuvenate your body so that it heals itself? Now, just last July, I had a patient diagnosed with liver cancer. And we found tumors in his liver. He had surgery to remove some very large tumors. And while his medical doctors kept urging him, do the chemotherapy, you've got to do the chemotherapy, you must do the chemotherapy, he declined. And he wanted to see what we could do with a nutritional and natural and cleansing program to help empower his immune system. The last blood test and the last ultrasound done shows that this patient is cancer-free. Biopsy shows the patient is cancer-free. And it looks like a tremendous win, a tremendous healing for this patient of his liver cancer. The medical doctors told him that under their program, doing the chemo, he could expect to live 6 months to maybe 3 years. And here he is, we're 6 months, 10 months out, he's cancer-free. So let's hear from Scott.
This man, 23 years, he's seen me through all kinds of accidents, knee surgeries, shoulder surgeries, broken wrists, all kinds of things that he's helped me out with. He's helped me more than any other doctors I know, or put them all together. Recently, I got diagnosed with hepatocellular carcinoma last year in July by some other doctors, and I've been through all kinds of surgeries, removals. They tried to get me to go to chemotherapy, Y90, all kinds of things. They told me I had 3 months to 3 years to live. Here has helped me out through this, and through nutrition and taking care of myself and eating correctly and the right vitamins and whatnot, I've been able to cure myself of cancer. And it is gone out of my system. I had a biopsy done recently. I do not have it. I would like to thank this man very much for his help.
Yes, it was last summer that the symptoms started coming on, and we checked Scott out, and I actually referred him to the internal medicine people for a closer look. And when it came up with cancer, we were very worried. But we stepped up our nutrition and natural methods to help balance and restore his normal biochemistry and normal functions, and cleanse and really amp up the cancer killers that we all have in our body every day. And Scott has adapted to this program. The real credit has to go to him, because whatever I recommended, Scott did it, and without any hesitation. And so he's been so committed to his own health that really, you know, I got to credit Scott for doing everything that was necessary. That the outcome has been so good, you know, and when it looked so bad.
Me too.
At the beginning, when they gave us the prognosis last summer and they did the surgery and removed some tumors, but we didn't give up hope. And we knew there had to be natural methods to restore health to Scott's body so that it could drive off the cancer.
And there is. And if there's anybody out there that would like to talk to me, I would be more than glad to talk to them.
All right. Well, thank you, Scott.
My pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have cancer or someone you love has cancer, come to my workshop on loving life and killing cancer. It's free. It'll be on Wednesday, June 1st at 6 p.m. at my office, Health Pro Alaska on Fireweed Lane. We'll talk more about the failure of conventional oncology, and we'll talk about the wins that can be had with natural methods that are proven and science-based. So call or text this number, 891-6617, anytime to reserve your seat, because space is limited and we'll be serving delicious organic food. I look forward to seeing you, and I look forward to changing your life for the better. Thank you. I'm Dr. Pizzadili.